I just want to highlight, you have sketched the gist of the book. Ray did it so in a very capable way. But I just want to emphasize one thing: why we are here. Why are we here? Why did we write this book? This is very important because we are at a watershed moment in the history of this country. We are where we were before the advent of democracy, where we had to make big decisions about the future of the country, where we were in 1994. And there are significant changes that have happened in the political economy, most notably what they describe the move from one party dominated political system to the sharing of political power amongst different parties. That is a significant, very significant development. And it started in 2016. We saw it with the local government elections, 2021. And there is no doubt when you look at the trends currently, the polls, they point to a coalition government at national level. Now, the big question is, what are we doing about this? How are we going to change the trajectory of this country? And scenarios play a very important part. They may not be preordained or scientific, but they help us think rationally about our policy choices. In the same way as Clem Santa, the Montfleur scenarios, which shaped the way Nelson Mandela, F.W. Clerk agreed on a political transition. This is what we want to do, right? And there's a big challenge in this country. The big challenge is leadership and governance. This is a very talented country. This is a very well-resourced country, diversified economy, resilient people, the natural beauty, the climate. It's a strong financial sector, world-class companies, which compare favorably in some respects than our peer countries like Argentina and Brazil. But what this country lacks is leadership and governance. And what we want to do here is to shape the discussion about how we can create a kind of leadership that is competent, that is professional, that is ethical, and that can determine the future of the country in a way that is positive and that leads to shared prosperity. So this is why we are here. The question about trade balance, I'm a trade specialist, as you know. I'm not necessarily obsessed with trade balances because the country, you have a positive trade balance with some countries, and you have a negative trade balance with other countries. So I'm not obsessed with that. What we're concerned about is that our desire, and we have the right to do so, to build relations with new partners, like China, like Brazil, like India, now with Saudi Arabia. That is good, because we are a sovereign state, we make decisions, and want to diversify our investment and trade partners. That is fine, but we must not do that at the expense of our relations with traditional partners such as the United States, European Union, and other blocs, because those countries and they are more established there. They invested more in this country. If you look at the US, there are over 600 companies, American companies. Some have been in this country for over 100 years, like General Electric. And you look at the employment that these companies create, over 200,000 jobs created by American companies in South Africa, where investment worth 10% of our GDP. So, and we look at the trade profile. Our trade profile with the US is more diversified than it is with China, because in the US, through AGOA, we're able to export platinum, we're able to export motor cars, we export nuts. It's a very diversified portfolio. So we cannot underestimate the importance of that relationship. We need to have relationships with all these countries, but we should not kowtow to any of them. So we should chart an independent foreign policy, and what should guide us is our fundamental national interest, and that includes economic interest. And that must not be ideologically driven. It must be driven by rational calculation of our interests. That is what we are saying here.